What's a women's thing men should absolutely start doing? As a former cook and current welder, hand lotioning. Moisturize. To steal from Bill Burr, guys, you can put lotion on other places than your dick. Your dick still looks brand new, while the rest of you looks like an aging pirate. You need to increase the circumference of the lotion distribution. Getting checked out by a specialist. There's a reason colon cancer has a higher mortality rate among men when it's actually one of the most preventable cancers. The thought of having a colonoscopy done makes them squirm. Washing your genitals before sex. Especially if you were like I'll pee beforehand. Also peeing after sex. Sewing. Sewing is awesome. I learned basic sewing to make some bow ties for my wedding, and it's an extremely rewarding skill that allows you to repair clothes, save money, and it's superb meditation. Putting a blanket on your lap while you work. It's life-changing. Complimenting each other, sad face. Now that I'm growing my hair out a little longer, didn't know how much I was missing out on not using hair conditioner. Edit. Since this comment took off, I wanted to add, this comment is more of a statement of men not taking care of their hair the way they should. Whatever works for you, keep doing it. Just take care of your beautiful hair. My dad never went to hospitals unless it was absolutely necessary. One time he was riding his motorcycle in the country, and he crashed. Ended up breaking his leg. He was in an area that had no reception, so this motherfucker walked on his broken leg 5 miles to the hospital. Edit, letter. Edit 2, since people are saying they have a lot of respect for him, I might as well follow up with this last thing. He committed suicide by crashing his car. He was strong physically when it came to pain, but he had a lot of mental pain he couldn't handle. Men need to take better care of their mental health and stop focusing on what makes you manly. Yoga, especially as you get older, wish I had started sooner. Skincare and applying sunscreen. My husband never really did pedicures before we met, and the first time I did one for him he was in love with it. I used a scraper to get the dead skin off his heels, he calls them hooves, haha, and he was horrified how much came off. Hell, even inspect my work now and say this toenail is a little jagged, do want me to look a mess? He likes being pampered and I'm happy to do it for him. Edit, a number of you asked about the scraper, it's called a pet egg. Edit number 2, everyone is very hilarious that calls it a pedophile. Aight women, can y'all tell me how to shave my ass, cause I got no fucking clue. I was trying on jeans for work the other day and I found this magical material that stretches but looks like denim. I was gushing over them and my wife laughed and said a lot of women's jeans use that material and a lot of hers are the same. Men should discover these jeans. Edit, a lot of responses are about the inferior quality. Fair enough, but I work retail and am constantly squatting to fill shelves etc, so I'll take comfort over durability any day. Especially when I've got a bit of an ass on me, customers don't need to be walking around the corner and catching a plumber's crack unexpectedly. Stretches. Yoga/Pilates is dominated by women. Better mobility. Range of motion. Injury prevention. Indirectly improves strength. Prevents joint pain. Feels good. Women of Reddit, what are some serious black flags that make you say, wow, that guy is a pirate for sure? When he says he's a privateer and had the crown's blessing. But the war ended ages ago and he's still raiding merchant vessels. When he approaches my merchant vessel on a speedboat in the Gulf of Aden. They don't have a job, but they use Adobe products. Man here. I actually was left by a woman over her love of piracy. She said, hand to dick combat, I'm breaking up with you, you think I talk like a pirate, and you never bought me flowers. So I told her, I do think you talk like a pirate, and I never knew you sold flowers. My little cousin legitimately thought my dad was a pirate when she was younger. I guess it was the black hat he wore with a skull on it that we always referred to as his pirate hat. He was very amused by this, and one birthday he gave her a little treasure box full of fake gems and gold and told her he got it for her at work. She was in awe and wouldn't let anyone touch it. When he interrupts the date to board a merchant vessel and loot it. Every date night, all he wants is rum, sodomy, and the lash. A girl craves variety, matey. Met a guy at the gym and he stubbornly refused to do the plank. Suffice to say I got out of there real quick, LMAO. When things get heated and heavy, you shyly ask to see his letter of marque from the King of England authorizing him to plunder French naval vessels, but he admits that he doesn't have one and just plunders the French out of patriotism and greed. You met him on somaliameet.com and under occupation it says, nautical entrepreneur. A skull and crossbones always on their person is a bit of a black flag. A gruff Bristol accent, peg leg, parrot named Polly and always be plundering your booty. When the scurvy wench got nary a doubloon in their coin pouch. You get the opportunity to find out the truth behind one unsolved case, which are you choosing? There was a kid that went missing right around my hometown when I was a kid. Couple years younger than me. It was on the news a bit, it kind of fizzled out and I haven't been able to find anything since. Still see flyers for him now and then. Kieran Horman. This might get lost in the sea of comments, but I wish I could find out what happened to my childhood best friend. She went missing 10 years ago, and nothing was discovered about the case since. For all my French Redditors here, I will say the Xavier Dupont de Ligons case. The guy killed all his family and buried them under his concrete deck, before disappearing completely without leaving any traces, and it has been more than 10 years. Gareth Williams, that MI6 guy who was found dead inside a padlocked suitcase. His death was ruled as a self-inflicted accident and then later some former KGB guy would claim the KGB killed him after failing to convert him to a double agent. 2 boys I went to school with were killed in a hit and run by the side of the road while walking home from a party. According to some reports, only one of the boys died from being hit by a car and the other appeared to have been beaten to death. It's been 20 years and no one has ever confessed or offered any information about the case. Zodiac Killer. Deleted. Olof Palme, PM of Sweden. Asha Degree. 9-year-old girl left her house in the middle of the night, while it was storming and cold, with a pre-packed bag of clothes. She had no reason to run away, and had limited computer access. A truck driver said they saw her walking that same early morning on the dark next to the highway, and that she ran into the woods. Over a year later, her backpack was found wrapped in a plastic bag about 26 miles away, which didn't yield any further developments. Why did she leave? Why did she run from the trucker? How did her backpack end up so far away? Is she still alive? Was she met with foul play? Edit. Wow, did not expect this big of a response. Glad to see that she is clearly not forgotten, and hopefully one day the case will be solved. Where is Shelley Miscavige? Alcatraz escapees. If it doesn't have to be a major case, then my friend's murder. He was killed 10 years ago over Thanksgiving weekend, and his case still remains open today. His family deserves to know. Edit. There were so many replies to this comment it'd take me a very long time to respond. I appreciate the kind words and well wishes. For those in a similar situation, I feel for you. Everyone deserves justice and to truly feel peace. I won't be sharing his details here for privacy, but a well-known podcaster actually saw this post and has reached out, so there is a possibility my friend's story will be shared. I know it's very recent, but the Idaho College murders. If you're from Mexico, the Ayotzinapa case where 43 students were taken and murdered, there has never been an official statement from the Mexican government, but it's suspected that the government and the militia were involved in the kidnappings. There's a documentary on Netflix if someone is interested. The boy in the box, especially so because his identity was just told to us today. His full name, which hasn't been known for over 65 years now, is Joseph Augustus Zarelli.